Okay, Matt,
All
meeting's all
right.
yours.
Thank you, Mark. All right, well, thank you all for coming and for working so hard. I can take my mask off because I'm in a room by myself. Yay. And for being flexible with the time and work through those doodle problems. Of course, I was lucky enough to get doodle poll while it was half down, right? That's always lucky. I should play the lottery. So we have a pretty short agenda today, but we just have those few items. And I think we'll start with Cynthia with your questions for us, and then we can check in on the other items if everybody's cool with that. One question I have is, do we want to have somebody taking notes, or do we feel like the video is adequate?
I think we need to have at least a basic record, even if not in detail, since it's a public meeting.
Okay.
I can do that, Matt. I've got the bones already. So if you're good with that.
Okay, great. Thanks, Tammy.
Sure.
Okay. So I actually, unfortunately, I have quite a few questions. So do you want to start with me, or do you want to start with the other things so we're going to get through those and then move on to me?
Start with you because, you know,
Okay.
You're the most
Great.
important person in the.
Oh, well, that's nice. Can I share my screen? Would you be able to
You may.
enable that?
Yep, just give me a
Awesome.
second.
Yep.
Is that, oh, Mark's the host. Yeah, thank you, Mark.
There you go.
Awesome. Thank you.
Matt, you should be a co-host.
I'm happy with you being the host. You're a great host.
Okay.
I mean, you usually have wine.
All
and
right.
cheese and
All right, so I have pulled together, this is a Google Doc that we use, the Google Sheet, I mean, that we use to start developing the site. And eventually you're gonna get access to this when we're ready for you to start reviewing pages. But what I've done is I've gone in and captured the existing URL for pages that are going to be built on the new site. And I've brought in at the top in this kind of pink color is all at the district level. And then down here, these are all Dover School, and these are all Wardsboro Elementary pages. And these magenta things mean I have a question for you. So I've got a little bit about it, but most of them are kind of the same question. The academic calendar, that seems to be a district level, like there's the calendars for the individual schools, but then there's the academic calendar. Can that reside on the district? What I'm trying to do is move as much of it as I can that's shared between the two schools at the district level, and then put the things that are specific to the schools within the school level. So that's my first question. Can that be moved to the district level? Yes, okay.
Can we bring in the I was going to say menus, the calendars from the two schools into that calendar so that.
So you're using Google Calendar, right?
Right.
Currently? Okay, so then it would be just a matter of having all three schools at the district level. Having all three levels at the district level. So we'd have the individual school calendars brought in and the district calendar into the main calendar.
Right.
so let me
And that's easy enough.
Cynthia, let me tell you
I'm sorry.
how we do it now, or at least how Dover does it now. I think Tammy, they do it similarly in Wardsboro, but the supervisory union makes the calendar, and it comes out like a spreadsheet, and we have to manually enter all those dates into our Google calendars. So that's just the school year calendar, as it were, things like vacations, half days, and all that. Now we have a
So the academic,
yeah. But all that,
Yep.
I don't know if you tell me, but we have to enter all that into our Google calendar so that it shows up on our website. Is that how you guys do it?
Yeah. Yep. We just go into the Google Sites and add it.
Yeah. Is there a better way that we could be doing that?
Yeah, the
I could
supervisor
ask
union
Ed.
should have a
They
menu.
could put it.
Oh, it's since all the districts use the same academic calendar. but
Yeah.
that's besides the point.
That would save time if the supervisory union would put it into a Google Calendar. But my understanding is usually there's also a printed calendar to send home with the parents and for the kids. So there's the printed version, and then okay, I'll ask Ed. I'll make a note here. Is there a way to, like, from a spreadsheet, for instance, to bring data into Google Calendars or not? I don't know what they have available under the API.
Yeah,
You can import CSVs. So
yeah.
You can import CSVs. Okay, so then
Yeah.
that might be the way to do it, is at the district level for them to put the information in to a spreadsheet and then create the printed version from that, but then allow that a CSV export to bring it into Google Calendar instead. So that's just something to follow up on.
Okay. And it actually,
Okay.
the district is actually, the WCSU, they have a slightly different calendar than we do because we have more days than they do. So that might be one reason for us to kind of break off and do our own anyway, I suppose.
Okay. So I'm assuming, though, that the RVUSD calendar would apply to both schools, right?
Exactly.
So we can keep it at that level. Okay,
Yep.
great. And so we'll have both, you know, an online calendar, but we'll also have that PDF of the printed version that the parents can pick up off of the district site.
Great.
All right. So policies and procedures, I'm supposed to follow up with you. That's okay. That can wait till later. That's with PDFs on the policies. So I'm always going to be putting in notes as I get them from my notes that I take it and into this, so that we keep one central location where we're keeping everything. Okay, on the directory for, so usually on district level, we have a staff contact list that has, and it's up to you what you want included, but do you want email, phone number, name, position? Is that?
I would think at least name and email and possibly job title.
Yep.
I don't
Job
know
title.
if we need
Okay.
phone
Yep.
number, because we could have the school's phone number there. I don't think we need to have the school's
Yep.
phone number 20 times.
Great. All right. Okay, and the WCSU link, we're going to provide a link from the district site. How prominent does that need to be? Could it sit in the footer as a quick link over there, or does it actually need to be in the navigation?
in the navigation.
At the top, in the nav. Okay.
Yeah, I think nav would be best.
Okay.
Cynthia, just so you know, because of my color blindness, I can't read anything that you have
Can't
in there.
see this.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna
Got
need you to read whatever it is that's in those boxes.
Okay, I will do that. And I can also switch to a different color moving forward. That's fine. I just have used this magenta because nothing, it usually pops out really. Okay, under Dover Elementary School, the continuous improvement page. Is this going to be a new page based off of the Google document, or is it just going to be a link to that Google document?
I mean, as it is now, it's really just a plan, which is a single PDF document. I don't know, Tammy, do you think that continuous improvement as a information piece to families might be good to have something more than just the plan? What do you think about that?
You mean like a kind of like a little narrative explaining what it is?
Yeah, a
Is that what you
strategy,
Mm-hmm.
priorities or something. Should we have a page that's called continuous improvement and maybe a couple paragraphs or a couple sentences and then a link to the plan?
And would that be on the RVUSD page? Like, and then
That was the next question. Yeah, so does it belong at the district level, or does that belong on the individual schools, because you actually have different continuous improvement plans at each school?
Second thing you said.
There's two of them.
Right.
Two of them. Okay.
We'd love to be able to do
Okay.
one CIP for both schools, but we can't at the moment. We have to do separate.
Right.
Okay. That's not a
And
problem.
they
right, so
should
I'm
be
gonna-
linked from the district site also.
What's that, Mark?
They should be linked from the district.
Yeah.
site.
That's a
Okay.
good point. If it could be linked from the district as well, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll have to see where that comes in from. So let me set that. And then I have the same thing down here under. So here it's called a comprehensive improvement plan, and up above it on Dover, it's called a continuous improvement plan. Is that language, can that be consistent or are they different?
It should be consistent with continuous. It's changed over the year, so that needs to get updated.
Continuous, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of those things, Cynthia, that we'd really, I mean, personally, Tammy, you could chime in, but I would like the fundamental skeleton of both school pages to be fundamentally equal.
Definitely. Yeah.
I'm trying to make it that way. Yep,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
that's
that's
part of what we're doing right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Awesome.
it's just easier for parents if we have something more similar between the
Yeah.
two of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. All right, policies and procedures at the district. Oh no, sorry, I've already, that's separate. Immunization rates, can those move to the district level, or is that something that needs to be school specific?
Well, they are by school, but I think it would be fine if they were at the district. Does anybody have a feeling about that?
As a combined document with both, you know,
Yeah, I'd be okay with that. What do you think?
okay.
Tammy, Derek?
Yeah. That's great.
Fine with
Okay.
me.
Yeah,
We will
that's
do.
good.
Great.
That'll clean
All
up the school pages a little bit, won't it?
Yeah, it'll help just if we can have the consistency as much as possible between the two of them. And I know I have it for, yes, here, we'll do it for this here as well. Okay. Okay. Should tech resources be at the district level rather than at the school level? Is that offered by the district, or is that each school has its own tech IT or tech services?
Yeah, I would move that to the district level because that would apply to both schools.
All right. So I'll move that to district. And then I had the software list currently includes a column for district. Could this be expanded to include both schools? So that you had the software and then you list which school has which software. Could that be set up that way so that it was consistent?
Both
Because
schools-
at the district level, they both use the same. Ah, that makes it easy.
Yeah, do we need the software listed on the website, guys? What do you think of that?
I didn't know that it was.
Oh, I think that
I'm not
was
sure that
clear.
it
Currently
necessarily-
is.
It changes. I mean, I would imagine it changes. I'm not sure that it's worth having listed there. It's one more thing to
Okay,
keep an eye on and update.
all right.
What do you think?
Yeah, I
Derek?
think I put
So then
that
let-
there because that was for Fiona because she wanted a list to have some software that we offered. I don't know, for whatever Fiona wanted. Now I think about it.
So she did, so somebody wanted the list there, and is it a list of software for teachers to access?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay. So it's definitely going to be available
Okay.
to both schools, so district probably would be okay, right?
I mean, we don't, it doesn't really need, we don't need it because I haven't updated it since I created it.
Okay,
Good one.
Yeah,
Good
it's a-
okay.
It's one of those things that,
We'll remove the software list then.
yeah.
That sounds
Okay.
good to me.
Okay, and I also found that same list on the Wyndham Central Supervisory Union Tech page as well. So just heads up, we're not doing anything with that website, but I wanted you to be aware that it was also on that website.
Great.
Okay, for staff, so any resources that you want to, I think that should also get moved to the district level so that the staff, yes, okay.
Agreed. Any comments on that? You guys okay with that?
Are there any resources that are currently in use by one one school that another school doesn't use?
Yes. But I don't think it would be harmful to have them all in one place because there aren't that many. There may be a couple.
Okay, so then should we have all a faculty page on the district site and not on the school sites?
It's
Okay.
fine with me.
Yeah,
What do you-
I mean, we could have a link from the both schools, you know, so that people could get to if you wanted. But I was imagining that we would then do a dashboard on the district school, on the district site, that would allow all the staff resources, everything you want staff to have at the district level instead.
That makes sense to me. Tammy, you good with that?
Yeah, I
You
think
guys
that's
good?
great. It seems much more
Okay.
streamlined to me.
Yeah, Derek, Mark, you guys good with that?
Yeah, I defer to you and Tammy on this one. They work for you, so.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right, then we go to perspective. Let me actually move to for staff on here too. That's a yes. So I have it on both schools. Okay. Prospective families. Does that need to be different between the two schools? Because one school's the STEM and one school's or STEAM, I'm sorry, and one school's the IT school. So we actually need for prospective families to be different, or is kind of, if you're coming into the district, you're kind of going to have the same thing. You're going to need the same forms and the same information.
I think same would be best. Tammy, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
District level.
Okay. All right.
All that magenta you're getting rid of.
I am. I'm getting rid of it.
I have a question though. If you're gonna move that to the district level, what if somebody is just going to the Dover website looking for those pages?
I'll still have it available as a link, but I'm going to actually locate the page on the district page.
I got
Different, you know, because we in the navigation we can have for prospective families and then just move over to the district instead. Okay.
Good point, Derek.
Yeah. Activities. Are there activities? I didn't find anything when I
Well-
went to look for a page on that.
Yeah, I mean, so where did you come up with that activities thing?
I think I came up with it somewhere on the Dover site.
Okay.
Where I
Really,
ran into
talking
something
about
that's.
being active. I mean, I don't know what they're talking about. No, just kidding.
Yeah,
using-
I'm not sure what page I was on, but somewhere there was something about activities, and then that made me wonder if there ought to be an activities page.
I don't think so. I mean, we have the after school program, youth sports, maybe. Tammy, or can you think of some others?
No,
No.
Okay. All right, so
I guess
no
got it.
on the activities. That's fine. So there is an after school program. Yes.
Yes, and it's different at each.
Is the
school.
after school program related just to Dover School? It's school specific, correct?
Yes, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Don't you agree on that? Tammy?
yeah, definitely.
Okay. But you said there was something about sports. Do we want anything on the website about the sports, school sports?
I don't think so.
No.
Our sports are generally
Okay.
done through Dover Youth Sports, which is a local public group. Tammy, what do you think? Would you need something for Wardsboro?
There's nothing, we don't have like an organized youth sports program, so it's kind of homegrown. I don't think that we need anything for Wardsboro.
Okay.
That's a Dover specific thing.
So
I actually think it would
Okay.
be it would be inappropriate since they're not run by the district or schools.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you.
okay,
Cut it.
great.
Just cut it.
All right. And this, okay, that I already have my answer on, but that is moving to the district. Okay. And yes, there's an after-school program. Oh, is nutritional services district or school specific?
I think district for both of those, nutrition and health, right, Tam?
Yeah.
Nutrition and health are both district? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Oops, did I get rid of everything that was there? Okay, asbestos management.
District.
District, okay.
Yeah, don't you guys think? I mean, it's a operational function.
Yeah, do we maybe do something that is, because I mean, we've got radon, we've got PCBs, I mean, we've kind of, we've got lead, we've got a whole bunch of things. that-
Right.
So maybe we do,
Yeah, so maybe that's not very
Something-
name.
maybe we just do something under operations or I'm not thinking off the top of my head, but something district-wide for all of it.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea because we have water testing, we have all kinds of hoops we have to jump through. We have our health department reports for the food service.
Okay.
So yeah,
So
some
is
kind
this
of
that's
operation.
required on our website? Are these required pages that are typically on a school website? I'm not sure why we would have
I
those
don't
on a
think
website.
they're not required by any means. They're things that I hit on the Dover
Right.
site or on like on one of the sites when I was going through.
Sure.
I hit that. And so the question is, we can delete it or we can include it. And then if we include it, does it go on the district? And if so, you know, what information are we going to put there? But on the asbestos management plan, I have it right in front of me, actually on the Dover site, and it's just saying
Yeah.
plans are available. So do you want this page included and at the district level?
Yeah, I guess I was just wondering if it was something that was mandated federally that we needed to include. That's,
I think it's a good concept page to have so that we're providing this information or at least direct contact information on how to get it. Just good PR and transparency, but definitely district wide. I'm not even sure that needs to be linked from the school pages. That could probably just live on the
Right,
district.
could just, okay.
Yeah, I'm all for that. That sounds good, guys.
yeah, at least having something directing somebody as to where they could get the information. I'm definitely in support of that for sure.
All right. Okay. Then, so Google Classroom, Google Drive, Loom, all of these pieces of software, they're going to be placed on dashboards. And is this, again, you have the same software available to both schools, so therefore, I mean, the dashboard would be on the school level for the student, but should this be with like available software at the district level, and then I incorporate it into the dashboards at the school level?
Okay, I'll jump in. I'm trying to leave some wait time if anybody else wants to jump in, but I don't want to waste your time. I think these are these don't need to be on the district level page. They're but they
Okay.
could be the same for both schools because we mostly use all these same tools in both tools.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I think the students and teachers will probably be the ones that are accessing them mostly. So I mean, they would definitely be on the school page. I don't think it's necessary for them also to be on the district page as well.
Got it.
Mark, Derek?
That
you
works
guys
for
have
me.
I'm fine with that.
anything? Okay. You good with that, Derek?
Yes. I'm just updating for wards for a couple that we've already come to decisions
Thank
on.
you.
Mhm.
Mark, I'm hoping you left your seat since last night.
I changed my sweatshirt. Can't you tell?
It's much lighter in your house. What a ride home that was last night. How about you,
Oh
Kim?
my
I was
gosh.
gonna say, I
Oh.
was feeling bad for all of you. I took Cabernet outside. I mean, she's a 15-pound dog and she couldn't stand. The wind was so strong.
It
The
was,
rain was
It's
coming down
crazy last night.
sideways.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Lightning and the wind and the fog. It was crazy.
Trees were down.
Trees, yeah.
Oof.
I had to drag some trees out of my road just to get home.
Right. I wish I had the chainsaw in the back.
Right. I thought that. I was like, yeah, I should carry that around.
You really need to in Vermont.
In Wardsboro, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm moving to Wardsboro School. On Dover, there was a mission and vision, but on Wardsboro, there's only a mission. Is there a vision statement as well?
Well, it should be consistent with, we don't have a separate one for Wardsboro. It should be consistent with the river valleys.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so it's a mission and vision at the district level then.
Well, now Dover does because of the IB program. So I'm wondering,
Okay.
Matt, maybe we can put this on the agenda for the next school board meeting, just to make a decision whether we want to maintain separate missions and visions, and just so the whole board has a discussion on this. I was thinking about it last night when it was brought up.
So for now, here's what I propose. Maybe keep the mission and vision at the board level with a link to the schools. And then for the the problem is Dover had a mission and vision that they created like 7 years ago when they started to be an IB school. Maybe is there a way to say IB mission and IB vision and only have that
Of course.
on the page? What do you guys think of that? But then RVUSD mission is the top of the list on both schools. And then maybe for Dover underneath, you have IB mission and vision. What do you think of that, Mark?
That works for now. I think we should decide. It may be worthwhile having different visions. I don't know about different missions.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. It still has to be addressed by the board at some point.
Okay. So, and this could actually maybe just come under the information. Oh, because there is IB vision already down here. So I don't think we need a duplicate of that. I'll combine it with the other page.
Okay.
The IB vision page, but that allows me to keep where that information came from. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'll move this to the district level. There. Is citizenship also needed for Wardsboro? It does exist for Dover. No.
No, it's more of an IB.
Yeah, I thought that might be the case, but I had to ask. So, heck, we already determined that. Yes. District. Okay, the STEAM school page, because on Dover, we've got the IB International Baccalaureate page. We need something about STEAM school. There's not that much content right now. So I just wanted to give you a heads up that we are going to make a page for this and we are going to need content for this.
I think that's great.
Okay. All right. All right. So I'm creating some new pages for Wardsboro because Wardsboro doesn't have as an extensive of a site as Dover does. So there'll be a for families dashboard, a for students dashboard, and for staff, we'll link up to the district level. And prospective families will go to the district level. Classroom pages are new for you. You don't have any of those currently. We try to make our classroom pages really, we'll talk about them some more as we get into the design, but we try to make it so that you can either have a teacher use your site and use your format and put all their information in and have everything available on your site, Or they can also, if they've already got a very extensive Google site that they have for their classroom that they're already using and really happy with, as long as you're okay with that, as a board, then they could just put the URL to their page and as another way to deal with it. So we have had schools where, you know, they have within one school, they are using both methods, and that's okay if that's, but you as a district will need to decide whether you want that conformity of that we set up what the pages look like and the content that's included on the pages, and we'd rather everybody use that, or we want to allow them the freedom to have their own Google site or other site, whatever they want. They just put in a URL for that. Do you have a preference? Yeah.
Cynthia, I would love to, if the committee can take just a couple minutes to entertain this notion of class pages, because in my experience, and I've worked with teachers and class pages for probably a couple decades now, is they remain unupdated. There's old material. It just doesn't work. And frankly, I'm in favor of completely ditching the concept of having a class page on the website, partially because they're not maintained, but mostly because teachers are already maintaining these Google Classroom environments that are, they're duplicating all that effort. So I'd love to hear from the rest of the group, especially Tammy, on that. Are your teachers using classroom pages? Do they like it? Because mine, I've set it up multiple times and they just don't get updated. They don't get used by families. It's really just, it's kind of like a way, frankly, it's kind of a waste of time. I've found it to be a waste of time. So go.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. We've done this in the past. It hasn't been happening for many, many, many years. I know when I was a teacher, I did it, and it was one of those things where it just got away from you because there were other things that were more pressing. So I would agree with you. And for the most part, currently, all of our teachers are using Google Classroom as their software. So kids are just accessing it that way. I mean, they would have access on either the district site or the school website anyway. So yeah, I agree with you, Matt.
Mark?
Okay.
Is there a page that parents can access to see what's going on that's either public or requires a sign-in?
So there is the option for parent guardian access to the Google Classroom environment, and it's managed in such a way that the parent guardian access is affiliated with the child's security, so that a parent can't log in and see the whole class's materials, but they can see their child's materials when they log in. So there is that. And then I have one teacher that maintains a website for his kids and parents. That might be maybe a happy medium, but even a link to his website on the directory, the staff directory, would probably be fine.
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest. If you don't want classroom pages, then we could just add a field on the directory for their website if they want it included.
Yeah. Does that answer your question,
okay.
Mark?
Yes,
The
it
only
does.
the only thing with that though is, like, if we're gonna put links to the Google Classrooms, that's gonna be updated every year.
Good point. And that's going to be one of those things that gets
And the
dropped.
teachers send that out in emails to the parents anyways, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, like I'm thinking, Derek, I'm thinking of Harry, who he does that Google site. He's the only teacher that does it. He does a Google site to organize his materials for his class, and that works for him. I don't mind having, like Cynthia said, a website, but I wouldn't want to put everybody's Google Classroom links on there for that exact reason.
We could do something where we set a time on the URL like field, and that it automatically on a certain date, you know, August 1 or something, deletes the data, and then you'd have to add it again every year so that we don't have old stale sites on there.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
That's wonderful.
I still don't.
Would that be
personally-
good?
I personally, I'm happy to let go of classroom pages altogether. But I
Yeah.
do think that would be, if we
I
were
was
gonna do
thinking that,
a web link, I would suggest doing the expiration date on the link, like you talked about.
okay. So let me go to the directory and put that information in here. Well,
Tammy, do you feel the same about classroom pages as Matt does?
Yeah.
Then I'd say let's do away with them. We'll give Harry a link. But and for some reason, Matt, I'm not surprised he's the one that's maintaining that type of site. But yeah, let's not, especially there's no reason to give teachers more work and something else to remember that isn't actually being actively accessed and used a lot. So
Yeah.
okay, great. And then this is at the district level. but it gave me a
Can-
place to
can
put
we-
it for now?
Matt and Tammy, could we maybe have just one page for each school that maybe gives like a paragraph description of what's done in each grade, you know, on a yearly basis, not something that gets updated, but just a general description.
Are you talking like the curriculum, Mark, or the program kind of thing?
Yeah, you know, I guess I don't know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, I guess curriculum is probably the easiest way to look at it, but you know, if there's, I don't know if I know IB has some stuff that's, you know, age related. I don't know, just something to give more to give prospective families something to look at as a marketing tool than as something that's going to be used by locals or you know, families.
I would say the only thing that's really that is consistent and reliable throughout the, you know, from year to year is going to be the standards. Everything else, you know, particularly in IB, I'm sure it's the same in STEAM, but we have to reflect on that and change that every year anyway, just as part of the program. But the standards are constant for ELA, math, social studies, and science.
All right, so why don't we skip it and maybe just put it in a maybe in a list in the bottom for maybe in the future.
Maybe we can flesh the idea out a little bit and then if we can come up with a concept, we can bring it back to Cynthia and Ed and see if they have a suggested way of maybe presenting it.
That works.
Okay, I'm going to put in here, maybe add a standards page, question mark, and I'll put TBT, which to be
I
determined.
do get questions sometimes like, what is your curriculum? Can I see your curriculum? And, you know, the curriculum it's not like a book or a program that we use. It's a collection of, you know, things that teachers have made based on the standards that they have to teach. So maybe a link to
Right.
those standards would be a step in that direction, you know?
Okay. All right. Well, you'll let me know if that's something you want to add. And I have it in my notes that may be coming, but you can determine on that yourselves and see if that is something you want.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. PEBT. Should Wardsboro also, I spelled Wardsboro wrong and then copied it over and over again. Should Wardsboro, that's the opposite. Should Dover also have this page? Copied it. That is, let's see what the page is. Pandemic electronic benefits cards for cover. Is that going to be a thing moving
this is
forward
part of
still, or?
This is part of the food service program, and this is district level stuff. This isn't
District
school
level. Yep.
Right, Tammy? This should be
Yeah.
probably level.
Yeah, and let's hope this goes away at some point.
Yeah, I think it's going to be going away probably at the end of this year.
Okay. All right. Well, for right now, we'll make a page. We'll put that information at the district level.
Yeah.
Okay. What about this surveys that you've got here?
So this is, I can explain this. I don't think anybody else,
Okay.
because I'm a weirdo like this, but So I have this page that I maintain whenever we have to do surveys for the masses, so that I can just send out a link to this page and I can update the whatever survey flavor of the month is.
Got it.
So I don't know that we need this. This is just a structural thing that I built so that I could satisfy my need to collect information from the various constituencies. And I'm way open to suggestions for better ways to do that.
Well, it seems like if both schools had this, but that it wasn't part of the navigation, so people don't just land on it, it would have to be the URL that you send out. Does that work?
Yeah, I usually keep the page hidden from navigation anyway, and I only activate it when I use it. We just did our climate surveys around vacation time. That's why it's available. So I don't know if we really need this. I mean, what do you think, Tammy?
Well, it sounds like it's really helpful for you. I think we should keep it if it can be hidden. Yeah, I think we should keep it, Matt. Sounds
It
like a
just
useful
makes-
tool.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes it so I can send one link
Okay.
out to all the constituencies instead of trying to make sure I have all the survey links correct. I just send them the page
Yeah,
and I've already checked the survey
Yeah.
link. It just makes it a little bit easier.
Easy enough. It's just a CMS page, so it's not hard. So that's fine. Program of inquiry should, that's on the Dover site. Should it also be on the Wardsboro site?
that's a,
I'm getting a no.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's an
Dover
IB.
only.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And in fact, Mark, that's
Uh,
kind of what you're talking about. The program of inquiry is kind of.
Yeah,
what-
program of inquiry. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually exactly what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, at least for IB, that doesn't exist that I'm aware of for
It doesn't.
STEAM, but it's a
STEAM.
structure that exists within IB.
All right, new students, Dover has this page, but I was asking if that should perhaps, like both schools, should that move to the district? Is it the same process for
Right.
for these students? Okay. So that can
Yes,
be district.
district level, same for both. And I don't know, Tammy, if you
Yeah.
use that pre-K thing separate from the K6, but we do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What,
Okay. So they are.
Matt and Tammy, what do you think about moving those forms to electronic form?
I would love to move all of that to an electronic.
Okay,
So-
all that to electronic? Okay.
Yeah, I think if we can do it.
That's
That would be-
brilliant.
A lot simpler for families for sure.
So much easier.
All right, I haven't looked at these yet for as far as content. I don't anticipate it'll be a problem, but I'll let you know if for any reason, anything within the forms is gonna cause some kind of a snafu. The
Yes.
forms
Even-
can get
even-
complicated, but I don't think these are gonna be complicated ones. So-
Even if the forms, even if the page just simply sends a PDF with a filled out form, to the school administrator. I mean, obviously, I'd rather have some sort of database of the information, but
I'd rather you had that too. So, yeah.
I think the admin
So,
is-
okay, so we have new students and then separately, that's the overarching, and then two different sections for pre-K versus K. So there's two for that.
I mean, you can.
And there'll be slightly different forms, correct?
Yeah, you can reconfigure that. That's just the way it's configured now, but yes, new students is the umbrella and then the new K6 and the new pre-K is under. But if you have a better idea
Okay.
or a more efficient idea, please.
Well, it might be that we can do one form and then they do a pull down to whether it's pre-K or K, and then we adjust the form based off of what, so,
Yeah, that would be awesome.
okay.
That sounds wonderful.
All right.
a quick question, Matt and Tammy, are those forms
Mhm.
different?
Little
now
different.
for- That, is there any way that we can merge them into a single form for the district?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah. Go ahead. Cynthia.
I meant not just the pre-K and the and the primary, but Dover and Wardsboro.
I think we could definitely do that.
Yeah, I think it's fine if they're the
Yeah.
same forms feeding the
Okay.
same database, as
Right.
long as the admin assistants can get in and get the information they need.
That would be great.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
streamlined, streamlined.
All right. So Dover has school club. Does Wardsboro have school club?
We have a school club. I don't know who would maintain that page per se, because it's a parent-run program or club.
It would just be a
Okay.
link. It would just be a link.
Okay, currently they do not have a page. They have a Facebook page, so I don't know if we could put a Facebook page link on
Yep.
that. Okay,
Yep.
I'd like to stay away from linking to any social media.
okay,
I think
Okay.
that's a decision the board's gonna have to make, but in the past, we've decided to stay away from social media, so for the time being, let's plan on staying away from it. And Tammy, in your notes, if you can just make a note that the board needs to address that.
absolutely, yep.
Okay. It is possible with the permissions levels to make it so that only, that you have a parent sign on and the only thing that they can do, not for regular parents, for someone who's running the school club, and the only thing they can edit is the school club page. That's a possibility as well.
That's
If you
how we
wanted
do
them
it.
to have the page. Yeah,
Yeah, we just give the permissions to that one. We actually had to make a school club account in our domain. And so a president got access to that account, and then page level permissions just on the school club page.
yeah.
So since the
Okay.
school club is not a school club, it's more of a PTA, right? Type thing.
I don't know, how would you define club versus PTA?
Well, I just mean it's not school sponsored. It's something that they do on their own that's affiliated with the school.
Yeah, and I think that's why they call it a club instead of the PTA, because it doesn't involve teachers or administration. It's really just like a group of parents, like a club.
So that's why I'd be uncomfortable having an RVUSD page for that without, again, the board making a decision that that's what they want to do. To me, they should just be a link to whatever page the clubs maintain, if they do maintain a page. But we can ask the board. I mean,
That's a good board discussion, I
So
think.
this is
yep, definitely.
to be determined.
So Mark, these are good things to come back on our report with the board in 2 weeks about, things we need to get on the agenda for them to discuss. We got the mission vision and we got the links out to the club pages and social media.
Yep. I think we had one other thing.
Was it the sports page or no?
No, we just decided not to do a sports page.
Okay.
'Cause neither
Right.
school really hosts organized sports because the local groups do
Right.
it. Thank goodness, I have to say.
All right, I think I got through all of my questions. Now I can finish up this nav structure. So I need to update this based off of this feedback. And then I'll send you a PDF of this so you can look at it and give a final thumbs up, thumbs down. I need to adjust this or that. And then we'll get to designing. Have you seen any school sites that you really particularly like that you would like me to look at before I start on the design for what this is going to look like?
I've seen a couple. How about you guys?
Yeah, I've Hartford, Connecticut Public Schools. Trying to remember from memory. I'm gonna have to.
You can get me this
Well,
afterwards. I'm just asking, before I start the design process, it would be great if I had a little bit of feedback from you about this is what we like, this is what we don't like. But if you don't provide that, I'll still design one way or the other. But it's just nice to have a sense of like, oh, I really like the way they handled this here. Then I can emulate. I don't copy exactly, obviously, but just like use that as inspiration for what we do.
Matt,
So if
maybe
you
we
would,
have a,
for homework, like make
yeah,
a list.
maybe we have a half hour meeting of the committee and we just do a screen share of a dozen different websites and we talk about them so we can give specifics to Cynthia. Does that sound?
That sounds like a good idea. What do you guys think, Derek, Tammy? That
Okay,
work for you?
that'd be
Cynthia?
great. That,
Yeah.
yeah, that works great. It just helps like get me quicker to the outcome, and the design that you really want.
Okay.
So,
Cynthia, can I ask
Okay.
you, could I ask you to put together just a really short schedule based on our current timing, something that we can provide at our annual meeting, which is in April, to the public so that they have, because I believe in your proposal, it's generic timing, not kind of
Yeah.
months.
yep. Yeah, I can do that. Hold on. Stop sharing. Where's my thing? Just stop sharing. I lost it.
Should
I
be
guess
at
I'm
the
not
top.
still sharing.
Nope, yep, you're still
Yeah.
sharing.
Oh, there it is.
There you go.
3 screens. It was like just a bit, just up on the top. Okay. Yes, I can put a schedule together for you.
Thank you.
More detailed. All right. Do you have other questions for me at this time?
Yeah, we have a couple.
Yeah.
The next item is, hold a second, I've now lost my document. Okay, so we said we had your questions, and then we had
The homework.
homework. We have responses to our homework. So,
Oh, awesome. Yes. Yes.
so list of sites is on there. Do we
Yep.
have, I don't know, Derek, do you want to, a bunch of these look like they might have been up your alley in terms of, like Google Analytics and stuff like
I
that.
actually have another meeting I need to get to.
Oh, you do? Okay. Dang it. Yeah, we
I
did take a look.
didn't really have a lot of questions. I don't think. I just looked through it real quick here.
Okay.
It looks fine. I think most of it was answered already.
So
All right.
Cynthia, you need the analytics code, or you wanted access?
Access.
So we
Yeah.
have to decide whether we're going to make an account, right? We have to figure out an account name.
I do have an account set up for Edgeworks.
Okay.
Okay.
No
Would it make
reply.
sense? Go ahead.
I'm
Derek.
just looking at the time. I also have another meeting in 2 minutes, which is
Okay.
not ideal.
So why
um,
don't we
I've
send
gone
our
through all your time.
Cynthia, why don't we send you our responses to our homework in email? How does that sound, team?
Fine, Matt, I have a long list of keywords. I'll just email it to you.
Okay. And then why don't we put our board docs discussion on the table for our next meeting? Because that's going to be, I think that's going to take us maybe 10 or 15 minutes to hash out some of those details.
If not longer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Everybody cool with that?
Yep.
All right.
sounds
Well,
good.
then
Matt and Tammy, can you hold on for
we'll
1
send
minute?
you- Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks,
Bye, guys.
Cynthia and Derek, thank you very much.
Bye.
Have a great afternoon.
Okay.